So all those champions based in Cape Town will be honoured. Hollywoodbets Durbanville on the standalone Saturday card that I'm about to take you through. There are 10 races to look forward to. I think the second half of the card is a little bit trickier than the first half of the card, but hopefully we can steer you in the right direction and tip you a couple of winners. Just before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Cape Racing and our various other social media avenues. Lots of exciting content coming your way, and like I often remind you, summer's not too far away. Preparations are well and truly on track for the Cape Summer Festival, which begins in late November. And as we all know, yes, August and September are generally quiet months on the South African scene, but we are lucky with some very well-bred youngsters that'll be making their presence felt in the coming months, potentially getting ready for that Cape Summer. Starting off with race number 1, funny enough, because I think there's some very promising young, well-bred horses here at least. It's the juvenile male One Stripe and juvenile female Kinda Wonderful, maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,000 metres at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Hence, around the turn, 1's well-bred, 2's well-bred, but bred for further, 3's well-bred, 4's well-bred. All those first timers, a lot of them coming from Drakenstein, look like they might have something about them as far as pure genetics are concerned. But my recommendation in race number 1, and it's not a very adventurous start, I must be honest, quite annoyed with myself that this is my play, is an each-way bet on number 8, From a Distance. Hasn't run since mid-June. Last time she ran, bearing in mind that a lot of horses have been rested by virtue of the rain, was a second to Polynomial. I think Polynomial's a reasonable filly, maybe even above average, maybe even got a feature race on her. She stayed on nicely in her first run after her maiden did Polynomial, and I think that is a bit of a boost for From a Distance. Aldo de Meyer takes a ride for Candice Bass-Robinson. Just a pity that we can't get round to the training centres just for a little while longer while we wait for Cape Town to dry up a little bit. It's wrong on the trainers to knock on their doors and say, well, what are you expecting? Well, we haven't worked for 10 days. But just with regard to number 8, From a Distance, I think that she makes some appeal, probably the most appeal in what could be a very interesting start at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Thankfully, not part of the exotics. Let's go on to race number 2. It's a 3-year-old colt, Green with Envy, and 3-year-old filly, Beach Bomb, restricted maiden plate over 1,250 metres. Now, there are a few horses here that I think are held in high regard. In fact, more than half the field are spoken about positively. Number 1, On My Honour. There's a word out about this son. I give me the green light. He's very well bred. I like the look of number 2, Dalmeny Factor. I think that's a very nice racehorse, just in terms of the profile he is, the shape that he is, and the athleticism that he's got. 3, King's Quest is held in high regard. There's a whisper about number 4, My Archangel. Number 7, Let It Be Said, put up a lovely second run when finishing second to Meant to Be at the second start. 8, Mr. Fox is well bred. 9, Captain West is just a hint of a winner. And number 10, Phil the Fluter, I think has got something about him too, although I'll probably be on his side when he goes a little bit further. So what have I done? I'm going to recommend swingers 2 and 3 in the first leg of the bipod. Number 3, King's Quest, undoubtedly the preference of those two horses. Again, Aldo de Meyer, Candice Bass-Robinson team up, ran third to Please Be True first time out. I think the second horse in the Fiona Carmichael purple colours might have something to come as well. King's Quest for me was just green around the turn. Is going to learn so much from that first start. The son of Quirari, there was a whisper out first time out. There was a little smidgen of support, but I think that's going to brush off the cobwebs, educate him sufficiently, and number 3, King's Quest is my top choice. But I think number 2, Dalmeny Factor, what I saw in the parade ring first time out, what I saw on the racetrack first time out, I think that this horse could turn out to be above average. Eric Sands and Robert Carty team up with number 2, Dalmeny Factor. I'm going to put him well and truly into the top 3, hence my recommendation was swingers 2 and 3 in race number 2. On we go to race number 3 on the card, the first leg of the place accumulator. It's the older male Charles Dickens and older female Sarki maiden plate over 1,400 metres, runs at 22 minutes past 1. Take note of that. So there are, again, a few horses here that I think we can nitpick and probably make a case for. I think number 2, Commander Green's got a lot to come. Does he have enough to come over 1,400 metres? I think he'll stay all day just looking at how he is presented and what he's all about. But there are a few horses that are drawn a little bit wider that might just have their winning turn first. Now, I think we were all disappointed with Arbitration's second time out, running less than a length behind Mellor Strength. It took him a while to warm up. It just looked like he was labouring, inexperienced. But I think that this horse is still worth another chance. JP van der Merwe takes a ride for Justin Snaith. First run to Air Raid was very promising. It was a very, very soft introduction in my opinion as well. Second time there was probably a step backwards, but all in all, I think the bigger picture is number 7, Arbitration, is going to turn into a nice horse. But when is Cumbra Vieja going to get his day? He's number 8 on the card. Sean Veal started the season like a scolded cat. Vaughan Marshall is the trainer for the Gulf Racing Club Syndicate and various other exciting partners. Now, Cumbra Vieja's had no luck with draws, and again, he's not perfectly drawn. It's not the worst draw, it's not a train smash. You'd probably be wanting to be a few lanes closer to the paint. And I think Cumbra Vieja is just overdue. Also bear in mind that Cumbra Vieja and Arbitration have met once before, and Cumbra Vieja has got about 2 lanes to work with. I know Arbitration was obviously wet behind the ears there, probably has a little bit more scope to improve. But if you had to go through the entire country, say which horses deserve to win, Cumbra Vieja would be quite close to the top of the list. So I make it a 2-horse race. Box swingers, boxed exactors even, number 7 and 8. Just going to go with 8 over 7, but they've both got legitimate winning chances, and I think number 2, Commander Green, will confirm that first start and not be too far away. Race number 4 is the first leg of the Pick 6. It gets underway at 5-2. Now we're expecting the pools to be good because it's the standalone, because there's been a dearth of racing here in Cape Town for quite a while. It's the champion sprinter Serger and champion miler Charles Dickens, maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1,400 metres, and I've structured a Pick 6. And we kick off with a banker in the former number 1, Little Susie, by Trippy out of the great mare O Susanna, who won the Met here a few years ago in what was a packed field, packed with horses, and she came out on top in the season that she absolutely dominated for the Drakenstein stud. Now, her debut second came at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. For me, that's a big tick in the box. She's seen the track, she's seen the turn, she knows what it's all about, she would have learned a lot. Draw 1, huge advantage as well. And the whispers coming out of the Crawford team is that the horse who beat her, Spoil Yourself, is a horse to keep an eye on and potentially going to have quite a nice summer here. Whether she's good enough to win Grade 1 races, I don't know. But she's definitely got some wins in the tank for a good bunch of owners. So number 1, Little Susie, I think is perfectly teed up, and I'm going to make her a banker in the first leg of the Pick 6. Here is my Pick 6. It's quite a costly perm, but I think you have to go to the well to try and catch this Pick 6. If I open up with number 1, banker Little Susie, by numbers 2, 3 and 5, we'll get to these races in a moment, by 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8 in leg 3, which is race number 6, by 2, 3, 5 and 7, Midway, Aladdin's Lamp, Prime Venture and King Peles, by 3, 8, 11 and 12, very, very tricky 8th race, and then I've gone field in the 9th race, which is the final leg of the Pick 6. So that's how I play my Pick 6 at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on the standalone Saturday. Now we move on to race number 5. It's the start of jackpot number 1, 230, as Bennett runs champion middle distance, double superlative and champion stayer Master Redoute, class 4 over 1,600 metres. As you would have seen from my Pick 6, I've isolated this to 3 numbers. Those are numbers 2, 3 and 5. Radicho, good winner last time out, came from a deep draw, was given a Richard Ferree worldie. Alder de Meyer is on board. Great replacement. Every chance of backing that up. He does mix his form from time to time. Does number 2, Radicho. Banker, no. Winning chance, absolutely yes. Wasn't it great to see Holding Thumbs back on the winning trend last time? He's got such a stayer's pedigree coming out of that with bated breath, famous Maritz Fontaine family. And I think that he's probably going to have better times ahead. He might have been a tad disappointing, certainly in my book as a 3-year-old, but keep the faith in this horse, number 3, Holding Thumbs. He's got wins to come. Dennis Schwarz is back on board. And number 5, Master of Paris, the winner of the Country Championship Series last campaign. Grand Fanica gets a tune out of this grey. He's consistent, he's a hard knocker, he's a lovable son of Master of My Fate, and he should be a chance as well. So box swingers between those 3 horses, numbers 2, 3 and 5, but I'm going to go with number 2, Radicho, as my top selection because I respect the chances of Master of Paris, and Radicho did beat Master of Paris, including Join the Dots, all about Ronnie the last time that they met. So that's what's going to sway me into number 2's favour. Race number 6, champion jockey Richard Ferree, class 3 over 1,800 metres. Surprise, surprise, Richard Ferree, champion jockey of the country, champion jockey of the Cape, champion jockey of Becha as well. My Pick 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 8. 4, Green Mandarin. Top choice here. Glenn Kotson and Dennis Schwarz team up. This horse has had a fantastic autumn-winter campaign. Life is getting harder. He's backing up from a £6 penalty for his last win. But for me, he's getting better. He's getting more impressive. He's getting stronger. He's absolutely thriving in his conditions. Yet Hollywoodbets Durbanville remains a little bit of a question mark for now because all of his good work has come here at HQ at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. But I'd like to believe that number 4 Green Mandarin can continue the winning trend, and perhaps more crucially, all these other horses that I think have chances are horses that are going to be best over slightly further. So again, lot points into number 4 Green Mandarin. He could have been very well placed by Glenn Cotson. The list of dangers are obviously quite lengthy. One Blue Bay is going to be a chance, but I think he's also going to have a fruitful 4-year-old campaign. Salvatore Mundi, good horse, but probably a bit short for me. Number 3 Otto Lucan got to the front last time. Can you believe that? That change of tactics might actually work with number 3 Otto Lucan, but will he get to the front as easily over a slightly shorter distance? And then number 8 on the card, Navy Strength, also in my pick 6. Another horse who's probably better over a smidgen further, but JP van der Merwe takes the ride for Greg Bolt, so that's what he's thinking in the 6th race on the card. But a winner number 4 Green Mandarin, because I think he's found the right place to go again and win his 4th on the bounce. Race number 7 kicks off Jackpot 2. I like a horse here. I like a horse this we'll get to in a moment. It's the champion trainer Justin Snaith Cape Sea Stakes. They go 2,000 metres. I liked King Pelez when they ran here just a couple of weeks ago. He ran into all sorts of trouble. I think with a trouble-free passage he'll win. His rating has plummeted since being in the summer and competing at a high level, running with the likes of Green with Envy. He is down in class. He's got Grant van Niekerk on board. There were signs of life at his penultimate start. He popped up on the radar. For me, he was an unlucky loser last time out. Gareth van Zale's the trainer. I think number 7, King Pelez, very, very hard horse to beat. Don't know about pick 6 Banker. Maybe he's just a horse short of confidence, but he's my top choice. There's no doubt about that. So in race 7, number 7, King Pelez, my idea of a winner on a second to Sudden Song when he ran into trouble. And again, crucially, as we just had a look at, beating Ozark, beating Prime Venture, who's got some good numbers bringing into this picture, and also Baton Rouge, who's drawn in gate number 1. King Pelez, hard horse to beat, race number 7. Then we move on to the 8th race. This is the final leg of Jackpot number 1, and it's a very, very trappy affair, is the 8th race on the card. Some of the real golden oldie honest horses of the Cape Circuit. It's the owner of the year, Drakenstein stud nominee Gaynor Rupert, class 5 for fillies and mares over 1,250 metres. My pick 6 numbers were isolated to 4 runners. Those were numbers 3, 8, 11 and 12. Veronique, cut from the same cloth as so many others in this race. Another Greg Enyon, sort of genuine, real shrewdy type of mare that just throws her heart out all the time. Grant van Niekerk takes the ride. Number 8 on the card, Try Me. He's had a little bit of promising form of late. Pete Werter had a good meeting just the other day, the last time we ran, so his horses are obviously fit enough. Keenan Stain takes the ride. Number 11, Fly to Rio, and also Pete Werter trains number 12, Trey Chic, but the draw puts me off. I'm going to recommend a place bet on number 11 on the card, Fly to Rio. Bad draw last time at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, ran into a little bit of trouble, was a messy race. I think she represents the value of the newly turned 7-year-old, but it's not a race to go straight to the well to and have the rent money on, is the 8th race on the card. Let's now move on to race number 9. This is trappy. I actually like the race, but for all the right reasons, but it's not very easy to decipher. Owen Field in the pick 6. Horse of the year, Green with Envy, class 4 over 1,250 metres. And I'm going to go with the youth factor, the fresher legs, the horse that might have a little bit more scope to improve. I never buy the argument that it's hard for a young horse to win at this time of year. They're getting assistance from the weight for age scale. Yes, they're obviously perhaps a few months behind in terms of maturity. But if they have some promise and they have some potential, then we've got to be on their side. And I'm going to go with the very handsome, number 8, Handsome Prince, as a place suggestion in the 9th and penultimate race. JP van der Merwe takes it out for Justin Snaith. A promising 2-year-old. He looked like one of the early types that came out, did his bit, ran the odd bad race, which you can obviously excuse a young horse for doing. I was a tad underwhelmed with his run on the first day of the season at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on the 1st of August when running 3rd behind We Have Touchdown, but I think we've got to stay on the right side of number 8, Handsome Prince. There's too much going for him as a racehorse. So even though he might be a tad underwhelming the last time he ran, I'm going to put it down to the fact that he needed that run. I know that he had a gallop here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth one morning that we cancelled racing straight after the gallops. That led me into the corner that at least he had might have been a very easy 600 metres, but at least he had 600 metres of grass. But I'm going to put it down to the fact that he needed that run last time, did Handsome Prince, and I'm going to have a stab at him. It's a little bit of a guess-up with quite a few horses popping up on the radar here as chances, but I think number 8, Handsome Prince, is just you've got to stay on the right side of the son of Ferrari. He's got quite a bit going for him. And then on to the 10th and last race, the champion work rider William Bambiso, Cape B Stakes over 1,000 meters. Right, I like a horse in the last race a lot. I'm going to have a bet here on number 2, Blue Holly, back to 1,000 meters. The conditions of the race suit fillies and mares. There are a lot of horses here that I think are going to be better over further. Blue Holly's back at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where she's won a minor feature. She's got a good draw. I like her. I like number 2, Blue Holly, and she's a fit horse. It's her third run after a rest. I like the performances that she was putting in. The conditions of the race suit her. Ben Kotson, I thought, had a good end to the season here in Cape Town. Cabello Matsunyani takes the ride. I just think that they found the right time, the right place, the right race, everything for number 2, Blue Holly, the daughter of Gimme the Green Light. 1,000 meters, Hollywoodbets Durbanville, her game, conditions of the race. Let's go. If we're having a bad day, number 2, Blue Holly to get us out of trouble. And if we're having a good day, Blue Holly to make it even better. Right, so that's a wrap for this 10 race card at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on the standalone Saturday. Really looking forward to being in the commentary box. We've got a big team to take you through all of the action. Hopefully the Springboks do us a good turn before we get into the nitty-gritty of this 10 race program at the country course. Enjoy, come racing, come say hello. It's going to be a good day to honour all those champions of the Cape scene over the last 12 months. And hopefully we've tipped you a few winners. Till next time, goodbye.